I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found a peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Well, Heidi, ho. Hello, hello. Nice to be with you all. We're going to try to get through 2 hours tonight. I think we can do it. I'm up for it. And we're going to make it happen. So between Father Fish and Dina,
Hey,
we are going to fight the good fight for you.
definitely, always.
How are you, Dina?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing, Lou?
Well, I'm all right. I'm all right. No, we're doing a lot of work right now trying to grow our business.
Mhm.
It's so important to do that because it supports so many people and so many activities that that everybody really enjoys. Alan Tooth is here. Goodness sakes. Hey, Alan, happy to see you. Alan was one of my best customers at my store in Florida.
Oh, that's
We,
cool.
we just had a great time all the time. So really happy to see you. A lot of good memories from back then, a lot of wonderful people. And Alan certainly was among them. He was kind of part of the inner group. We had a I guess an official unofficial community of probably 100 people who were just real tight. We got together routinely, stopped in the shop, most all of them at least once a month. We had a club. A lot of them were active in the club. So it was pretty nice. I'm looking forward to being able to do that here in Salisbury. We have got it. We got you. We haven't been able to get there quite yet, but we're building and growing. More and more people are finding out about us and getting involved. um,
Just take
so
time.
yeah, Alan was one of our volunteer workers. Did an
That's cool.
awful lot of good stuff for us. A lot of people did. We had a lot of people who just came in to help out. It was it was a how can I say this? Um, when I built that shop out, I spent about a month putting the floor plan together in order to maximize it and do as much as we possibly could with as many different varieties of things. We had a very large atrium, about 10 feet wide and 20 feet long, right in the middle of this 4,000 square foot warehouse, big, totally open space. Um, we had rows of tanks everywhere. On one wall, the entire 70-foot wall was tanks from one end to the other. That was all acrylic, the 3-tier acrylic saltwater system. And that's where we had our saltwater initially. Plus, we had 2 large 4-foot by 8-foot trays that came up about 3.5, 4 foot off the ground and were about a foot tall, about a foot deep, I should say. And they were like coral reef. They were coral reefs, basically.
Oh
We did
wow.
primarily soft corals. We didn't do a lot of hard corals, but we had fish breeding in there. We had gobies, especially the mandarin goby. They actually spawned in there one time. That was extraordinary. Clowns, all kinds of clownfish, lots of salt water, and really fascinating. We had a fellow who was collecting in the Keys, and he would collect for us. So on one trip, we asked him to bring us back a 3-foot green moray, and he did. And he said it nearly killed him catching it. It was
Wow.
so strong and so difficult to control, but he managed to get it back. That was pretty exciting. Lots of things like that, lots and lots and lots. But it was all rather, even though everything was set up to be central system, so all the water changes were automatic, filtration was automatic, maintaining water levels was automatic. We had big systems in the back of this with an RO unit that did 400 gallons a day. It was a Merlin system, just amazing. And on and on and on. I mean, it was kind of extraordinary. At least 6 tanks over 200 gallons. So a number of, and one of them was 500, and several ponds that were like 400. When I left, when I broke it down, I tried 3 different times to work with 3 different groups or organizations to be able to hold it all together and set it up at those organizations. And every one of them fell through. So I finally just started putting price tags on stuff and sold everything off. When I sold the last of it, I locked the door and walked away. It was sad, but it was the end of an era. It was the end of a project, and a really important project. That's where I learned how to do deep substrate. It's what I it's where I learned about natural systems and about the food web. And it's really where I learned that when you put a fish in as close to a natural environment as you can achieve, it will settle in a way it never does in a plastic tank. It will be it will act the way it does in nature, which they never do in sterile virtually empty tanks. They're always frightened, always on the move. It's a funny thing. I remember a couple of videos I've watched, and I've seen this repeated by people over and over again. They'll have a fish, whatever it is. In one case, it was an arowana, about a 6-inch arowana, that they had in probably a 125, a really big tank, about 5 foot long, pretty tall. And the tank was totally empty, nothing in it. It was a bare tank. It had a filter, flowing water in, and that arowana was the only fish in it. And he just spent his time darting from one end to the other and back again, just back and forth and back and forth. And the person who owned him and had this setup said, "Look how happy he is. He's moving all over the tank." Now, I've had people say that about bettas, where they put a betta in a huge tank and the betta will just dart one end to the other. What they don't understand is those fish are acting out of absolute terror
Mm-hmm.
that they are in open water. They're a tiny fish, and a predator will absolutely find them and eat them. And they're desperately searching for a place to hide.
Yeah.
Providing that kind of environment where fish can hide, where you don't have to see them every second of every day. I hear people say, "I like to see my fish." And I say, "I like my fish to be comfortable. Don't
Absolutely.
show themselves to me. I don't need to have my eyeball on them every second of every day. They
Mhm.
don't they're not there for me. They're not That's it. They're not there for me. If you have a fish tank for yourself and not for the fish, then you're doing it wrong because you're not providing the fish with what they need to be able to be happy, to be able to be comfortable, to be able to act normal, to be able to poke their eye around the corner. Fish are very fond of showing you their eye. Right around the corner of a plant, you'll see an eye, and they'll just be looking out to make sure it's safe, make sure the territory is clear. And they don't know who you are. It can take
Right.
a long time to get used to you, this huge hulking monster coming near them. My word, how devastating, how horrendous. But if it has food and is not injurious, is not going in there tearing things up all the time, is not being disruptive in their environment, then they'll get used to you, and you'll just become part of the environment, part of what they're living in. So we need to think about that. We need to have a sense in which we create these environments with an eye to making it possible for the animals in it, including the plants, to be able to thrive, to be able to be as as comfortable, as naturally behaving as they possibly can be. And we can go a long, long, long way toward achieving that. That's what this channel has been all about from the beginning. is searching for, finding ways, and then helping people figure out how to achieve that, how to how to do things like build a food web. Not easy to do, but very, very doable and an absolute joy. And the other part of that then is what we wind up doing is creating something that may not be aesthetically pleasing. Now, I'm the first to admit that there are people, and there are people on the web who are able to create pretty natural systems that are stunning. MD is one. Absolutely remarkable stuff. It's not really a natural, it doesn't really build a long term. And I guess that's sort of the difference. His tanks are all essentially 1 year tanks. They're display tanks. And his focus is on the display. He is, after all, an artist. And he's an artist like Amano, although Amano made an effort to create permanent structures. And there are a number of his creations today that have been in place for 10, 15, even 20 years that will go on because he built them in such a way as to make it possible for them to be sustainable. And that's what we've tried to do with our substrate. It's all about preparing the soil. A gardener, when they want to grow a garden, the first thing they do is prepare the soil. Now, what does that mean in a fish tank, to prepare the soil? Well, it means, first of all, you need soil that's going to be able to provide nutrients for the long haul, for 2, 3, 4 years. And the reason you need to do that is because you can't get dirt or nutrients back down in the substrate once a tank is full of water. So it needs to be put in there up front, day one. So preparing the soil means preparing it in such a way as to make it sustainable for the long haul. Now, one of the things we've learned is that we can build a cycle of life in our tank in which everything dies and feeds the next thing on the ladder, which dies and feeds the next thing. And so it goes until it comes full circle, living and dying and feeding the next critter in the chain, which lives and dies and feeds the next critter in the chain. And ultimately, that creates a flow of everything, of all of the organics, all of the life is flowing into itself, into each other, and maintaining this harmonious balance that is the very essence of the natural world. That is what the natural world is. And we're a part of that. We're a critical part of that because we provide the direction for it. We're able to oversee it and provide the nurturing that's needed when it's needed. And we want to be able to do that in our fish tanks. But typically, we just go overboard and we start pouring bottles of potions in the water. And inevitably, it winds up in chaos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
or in a labor of love that becomes onerous. It becomes a burden and ultimately cannot be maintained. If you have to spend 6, 8, 10 hours a week on your aquariums, granted there'll be more than one. If you're spending that amount of time doing hard labor, loading buckets of water, siphoning things out, rearranging whatever, pruning, all the heavy work that's the heavy lifting that's involved in maintaining short-term tanks, you're going to burn out. You're going to reach a point where you just can't do it anymore. And everybody reaches that point. Some of the biggest YouTubers with the biggest um, multi-tank syndrome have hit the wall and just cut back to the point where it becomes manageable. Now, there's an exception to this. And I think, frankly, there's only one. I mean, I'm a semi exception, but Lucas Bretz,
Yes, definitely.
for me, is the exception. If he had the facility to be able to have 10,000 aquariums, he could maintain 10,000 aquariums because he does, once it's set up, absolutely nothing other than provide food. That's it. He provides a little bit of food as often as he does, and nothing else. Utterly nothing else. And what happens? His fish thrive because he's allowing each of these environments to stabilize, to become balanced, and the fish in them to live in harmony with the water and the plants and the algae and whatever else is going on in there. That's a radically different approach to fish keeping than most people even imagine.
Mhm.
So what's all that? Where are we going with all this? Where we're going is in a different direction. We're seeing something and wanting to achieve something that those who started this hobby, I think I've done those who started this hobby back in the 1800s were fond of doing, which was bringing home from the beach or from their pond or lake, bringing home everything they needed to put it in their display tanks, which were not big, maybe 15, 20 gallons, putting it in there in such a way that it didn't die overnight. And they would learn how to do this. No lights. They had to depend on ambient light from the sun. No filter, no heater, no electricity of any kind. And they were able to maintain, in fact, in point of fact, the hobby at that point here in the US and in Europe was bigger than it has ever been. Every city had a dozen or more clubs that that were membered by hundreds of people. that were sharing their ideas. There were tiny little shops all over the place. It was it was utterly astounding how the hobby just literally exploded. And we'll talk later about what happened and where that went. Meantime, we got some folks coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we have here? We have we have Alexel Kumar, who has his microphone off. Alexel,
Hi,
how
Hi.
are
I'm good. How are you?
good? There you are. We gotcha. Oh, what a nice tank.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Ah,
So tell us about your tank.
I started it like 3 months ago, and I think this Molly is pregnant, so I have her in like a breeding chamber.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
And yeah, I don't know if the plants are growing well, but like some of them are like dying a little.
Well, they look
Put root,
healthy.
yeah, I put root tabs in the ground, and I have like I've gotten like 25 fish, but like 7 have died, and I'm not sure why. And I've tested the
Uh-huh.
water; it's always okay.
Yeah. It's hard to say. They may have come in sick.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Because what's in there looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Have you joined the Discord yet? The
yeah, I've
Father
joined the Discord.
Pardon?
I've joined the Discord.
Oh, good. Okay. You'll be able to get a lot of feedback there and be able to. That's like an online club.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of support and a lot of friendship. I like the Giant Alexi.
Thank you.
It looks really, really good to me.
Yeah, it does.
It's just going to take time, but
Um,
you'll
so
see.
I got this fish. I don't know what it's called, like the one with the stripe on it.
Oh, that's what is that called? Oh God, I can never remember. They get about 4 inches.
Yeah, because I was trying to find what it was
What
on
is that
ChatGPT.
called? Corey knows. Is Corey here?
I
Help.
haven't seen Corey on yet.
Yeah, I have 2 Corys somewhere.
What is that called?
I mean, there he is. There he is.
Dennis and Barb. There you go. Thank you, Corey. We've had a lot of them here.
I have 2 Corys here somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think I saw one.
there's one in the
Right.
back. I'm not sure if you can
Yeah,
see its head
way back over there.
all the way in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically my tank.
That's a beautiful tank.
Also, I'm wondering, is 78 a good temperature for the tank?
It's okay. I prefer to keep them at 82. 78 is not a problem. The
Maybe
only,
I'll meet right in the middle.
yeah, kicking up, yeah, 80 is good. The higher you can keep it toward 82, the less likelihood that you're going to get ick. With,
Also, on Amazon, it said this tank, this filter was supposed to, could go up to 90 gallons. So I'm just wondering if it's maybe too big for the tank.
not really. Um, Unless you feel like the water is just whipping around, but it doesn't look like it. I don't think it's too much. The plants are not waving. If they were being blown around, but they're not. I think you're okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Alexi. Good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's doing a great job on that tank.
Nice, isn't it? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. dead fish, or particularly when it's more than one or two, when it's three or four, or you seem to be losing one or two a day, it's hard to really figure out what that is. And often it's what I call hidden ick. It's a parasite that that infects a few of the fish, not all of them, and so you'll lose them slowly over time. Unfortunately, it creates a kind of an environment in which ultimately everything dies, or all but one or two. So it is important to figure it out. That's really what the Discord server is all about. It's a place to be able to come park yourself and park your tank and spend a month or two understanding what's happening with your tank, being able to really diagnose in depth any problems that exist. We've got people there who are pretty sophisticated aquarists, some lab technicians, some, really good people who understand fish keeping and understand aquariums. Not everybody there is, but there are some. And we try to designate them, and we get it about 90% right. But there's always somebody who comes along who says, oh, you need to dose your plants with liquid fertilizer. That's what you need to do. We try to control that. We can't always, because there's so many people there doing so much sharing. But no, it's we just keep on keeping on. Jacob just stopped by.
Oh, nice.
Let's see what Jacob's up to.
Hey,
Hi there.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
good.
Jacob. How are you?
Doing really well. Sorry I missed the last two live. I was busy doing stuff and taking care of everything, and I wanted to make it up, but it was too late.
Oh, okay.
Look, she's doing really well.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
You still got all those tanks, all those plants blocking the front of the tank.
Oh
That's
yeah, they're doing well.
Huh?
Doing really well. He
You need
likes
to
to hide.
you need to pull them out of there,
Oh,
Jacob.
yeah.
You need to pull all of those plants in the front, pull them out, and plant them in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it.
Yeah, something I've been working on doing, and it definitely makes a difference in your tank. You'll have a lot more fun and be able to see the fish better.
Oh, I'm not worried about that part.
Well, it'll make the tank healthier.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Just do it.
Probably.
Won't hurt a thing.
Yeah, look, I got all kinds of plants coming now. It's been almost 5 months.
Yeah, the other thing it'll allow you to do is get some other kinds of plants going,
Mm-hmm.
because the jungle val really takes over.
That it will.
Oh, that.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
I'm out.
wonderful plant, and I love it. But boy, it can take over your tank.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's nice.
Right.
It will very fast. If it's put in the right conditions, it'll take off very, very fast.
You bet. You bet.
That it will.
Jacob TJ is up. I need to meet him and see what he's all about. Nice to see you. Glad you
All
made
right,
it back in.
y'all.
Thanks, Jacob.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
There he is.
Hey.
Hey, Lou and Dina.
How are you?
I'm good. Am I full screen or? Is it?
Yes.
All right. it's got this thing up there. It says show and tell with Father Fish and Dina log in. I don't know if I have to log in, but I'm not going to touch it.
We can see you perfect.
We got you.
Yep.
I was just kind of going to go around my tanks a little bit. If there's this one here is oh wait, you're looking at me. Let's see. I got to do this, don't I?
Yeah, that's good.
That's beautiful.
Is that a good viewer?
Yeah, you're a little high.
Or right about there?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Back out a little bit, or
A little bit. That's better.
so you can see
Yeah.
the fish. All right. Well,
Perfect. Yeah.
this is this is a 20-gallon that's been going for approximately 3 years,
Nice.
and it's got honey gouramis, sparkling gouramis, galaxy raspora, coolie loaches, mystery snails, nearite snails,
What kind of?
and
What
Neocaridina shrimp have been in there for 3 years.
Oh, nice.
The shrimp, I'm sure they get preyed upon, but they must be prolific enough to.
Yeah, and you got a lot of cover in there.
So that 20-gallon's been going for like 3 years, and I mean, it's been a learning process. It's interesting how it goes because if you looked at the substrate, I start out with gravel, and then I start learning more, and I cap it with sand, and I mean, it's got so much biological. I've all my tanks. What do you say? I took a stream, the bed of freshwater stream. Yeah, and I did that to all the tanks, and then I've always added. I live in the great state of Georgia, so I always add. But I go out. It's always wet and humid, so I dig down and I get the leaves that are damp and they have like mold growing on them.
Right.
There's spiders running in them and all that, and I just stuff that stuff right in there.
Nice.
So that's the 20-gallon now, and it's got all those varieties of fish in it. Now this one is the 30. This is an old oceanic. It's 3 years old.
Wow.
And it's got that. It's funny how moss is. I don't even know what variety that is anymore. I've put so many different varieties of moss in this tank that, of course, I got that what do you call that? I love algae anyways. I got that hair algae, whatever it is.
Right.
But that moss there, it's real prolific. It grows, and the shrimp love it. So there's a shrimp in there right now in that moss.
Nice.
Yeah, they're what I call Skittles shrimp. I'm not into trying to make them anything. They just, I get the what do you call it? The black buttes, browns, everything. Just it's interesting how when they breed, there's all kinds of different varieties that come out for their offspring. But and this tank has glow light tetras. It's got some really old coral platies. It's got a couple of glow zebras. It's got it's got 6 panda cories, which they're not coming out right now, I guess. I don't know if you can see any of them. There's one down there somewhere. But anyways, 6 pandas. It's got 6 albinos, and it's got 3 really old pygmy cories that have been in there for 3 years. Oh, autocyclus too. And the 20-gallon has autocyclus. I was looking at the chat. And it's just, I want to enjoy a tank. It's like I haven't did water changes on these tanks, and I can't remember when. But none of them. I haven't did a water change on these 2 tanks ever. I don't know. Well, in the last year.
You don't need to if you're taking care of the organics. The reason people
there's so much biological in there. I get these, I don't know what they're called, but I got all these little fellas that crawl in the glass. What do you call them? They look like little snails almost. But when
Probably.
I
Yeah.
just I only clean the front glass. If I clean the front glass, my thing. I have one of those magnetic dealies.
Mhm.
Like once in a while, I'll clean the front glass and those little crustaceans. I don't know what you probably can't see one, I guess, but
Like a
they're on the
shrimp.
glass. They're those little. I don't know what you are. They're round. They look. If you crush one with your finger, you stick in your finger. It has like a shell on it.
Daphnia,
Is that what it is?
probably.
Yeah. Well, they're always on the glass, and then when I crush them or clean the glass, they start floating in the water, and everybody eats them.
Right. Yeah, probably Daphnia.
And then over here, I don't know. Can you see pretty good on that?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful tank.
That's my 110 gallon.
Wow.
Now that's going to be 9 months old in August, and I didn't do the soil on this one, but I did. I was learning quite good at the time, so I put a 2-inch base of gravel, and then I've put almost 4 inches of really nice sand on top of it. And then I planted it heavily, and I started doing the. Well, I did the culture. I cultured the tank, with stream leaves, so it got some stuff in there. And then I always stuff leaves in the back corner, the ones I was talking about. I go out in my forest here. I got a side woods out there. There's my front yard, but it's always moist, so I don't take the top stuff. I always like to dig back the top stuff and then go down and get the moist stuff that has like white funguses and stuff growing on it.
Right.
But, and then of course I got a huge magnolia tree in my front yard, which is a
Me
blessing
too.
because it drops every spring. It'll drop all its old leaves from the winter,
Right.
and they dry out beautifully.
No,
And
they do.
these fish love these magnolia leaves. I just put a new batch in there. You can see them up in the corner. But
Right.
well, they'll sink eventually, and the electric blues, the acaras, they'll spawn on them. They love spawning on them.
Right.
And they'll enjoy the seed pods too.
Oh yeah, there's seed pod. That one keeps floating. I wish it would sink.
Eventually it will. It takes a little bit of time.
that magnolia seed pod. Yeah, I put one in each tank, and that one. It was funny because that one was on the bottom, and then it started to float again. Who knows?
Mm. Nice.
But anyways, there's probably someone in there. But well, this one's got. Can you see it good?
Yeah.
It's got 4 angels, 4 electric blue acaras. There are 2 females, 2 males, and it's got. Where's my Tapajos? They're not coming out. It's got 4 redhead Tapajos in it,
Wow.
and it's got it's got my tailless Congos.
Ah.
Now the tail,
right.
I'm gonna see what I can. I've kicked up changing my filter floss, so I'm gonna to get the water more pristine,
Yeah.
and I'm feeding them good quality food. But I actually am gonna look up. I don't know. Maybe you guys could tell me. I'd like to start like a blackworm culture. What's the easiest way to do that?
We're going to be able to ship blackworms pretty soon here. We've got, we're going to be doing 2-day shipping.
Oh, really?
Through UPS. Yeah. It's only, we can
So I'll
do
be
it
able to buy them at a decent price and feed them to the fish.
yeah, we can do it for $20.
So I go out and I've been getting a lot of rain here, and when I'm outside on the front sidewalk, I saw an earthworm crawling across my pavement. I brought it in and cut them up.
So that's all good.
Mhm.
Mosquito larvae are wonderful.
Yeah, I had a jar out there, but the mosquitoes were starting to I was outside, so they were starting to breed and fly around and eat me up. So I dumped it out, but I was feeding them larvae for a little bit.
Yeah. It's a good food if you can. You just have to stay on it.
But I think there's food in this tank because I saw the roseline. So I got what do you got? I got angels, roseline, barbs, electric blue acaras, redhead Tapajos, Congo tetras, mystery snails, and nearite snails, and a honeycomb pleco.
Nice.
He's usually out a lot, but he's not out right at the moment now.
Yeah.
And then the 30-gallon has a clown pleco that's over 3 years old.
Ah,
And then so yeah, and then there's that jungle val. I noticed Jacob was on there. See, I have a little bit that's starting to grow in the front, but I can tolerate a little bit.
right.
I like a little bit. There's like three sections of sprigs there.
Nice.
But what I found is for the flow of the tank, I looked it up. What I found, which works great, so I noticed his whole top is just swamped with like overgrown stuff. So what I found is if you cut these jungle val at the water line, it allows the water to flow nicer.
Oh.
Everything works better.
Yeah, TJ Isaac is here. We need to ring him up. I
All right.
love your tanks. You're doing such a great job.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Yeah, he definitely had some beautiful tanks.
Yes, indeed.
Mhm.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
It's going.
Good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. I thought I'd actually jump in here this time. Been listening a lot.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I guess kind of taking off with tanks everywhere now.
You
That
got
happens.
you got MTS. Terminal case of MTS.
Hmm.
Yeah, I even took a storage tub, and I'm trying something outside with just a little
cool.
makeshift outdoor thing.
Well,
Nice,
that's always fun.
nice.
But I guess let's probably just show off. This one is, I guess the oldest is about 6 months now, going on 7. I don't know. It's looking pretty good, I think. How do I have to use the front camera?
You can turn it around manually if you can't figure out the buttons.
Yeah, I don't think it's giving me the option to turn it around. So I guess I'll just use the front.
Hey, that'll work.
I don't
Well,
know
that's,
how well we can see here.
that's what I meant by turning around. Oh, look at this. You
Very
got
colorful.
Look at the Ludwigia. That's very nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. That's fairly newer. It's been in there just a couple months. There was just a lot of water wisteria, which you can see is in there and in the back. So I moved some of that into a different tank, and this has grown pretty well, I think.
It's pretty.
Hmm.
It's nice to get the color variation in the plants.
Definitely.
And actually, with this one, I got some dwarf gouramis like when I first was setting it up. So within a month or two of it being set up, they started breeding on me.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
so now mostly that's what's in here is the juveniles and then the school of cories.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, move the other guys over to some other tanks.
Nice.
That's a beautiful tank.
And there's a really small little one. One of them is, for some reason, so I'm thinking maybe this one might be a male, and the others have grown faster and are starting to kind of look like they have the colors of the females.
Right.
And they're right about that age where they should start showing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
That's really cool.
Yeah. It's definitely been great to have it, and seeing it actually be alive. Like that was actually the first thing my sister said when I showed her a picture. She was like, "Holy crap, it's alive!"
You're right.
I was like, "Well, that's what I was going for."
Right?
The whole idea. What else you got, Isaac?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for everything.
You bet.
Do you have any other tanks you'd like to show off?
Well, right in here, these two are the little beta tanks.
Oh, they're beautiful.
And I don't know, I've been just kind of randomly throwing cuttings and stuff in because these were supposed to be like quarantine and just extra tanks, and then I got more fish.
It happens.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess I could do a quick tour. As I got fairly lucky in my area. There was people just giving away some pretty good sized tanks, so I got a bunch pretty
You'll
quickly.
love when that happens.
So let's see if I can see this. So that one was kind of having the blackwater look,
Wow.
Nice.
and I've actually got a crawfish in there that I accidentally got out of the river, and I took some milfoil from the creek. And I don't know, you can't really see them right now. And then this one, these are about the same. Let's see. And I don't know. The only thing with this one is it seems like a lot of the plants are not doing well down low. They want to grow up and release.
Yeah, you've got so much at the top. It's blocking light low.
I was kind of thinking the lighting, and I've been trying to keep up with the duckweed, but it's gotten crazy
It can be a
everywhere.
battle.
And then, well, the most recent one here, this is the biggest one I got now, is this 55. And this is a month and a half
Huh.
into it. And with this one, I felt like I was able to do the soil mix better, and I actually had ordered some of the Preda, and
Nice. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, it's bubbling all the time. Things seem to be growing pretty quickly. You know, a lot of
What's
algae right now, but
what's the big fish?
Comet.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought so. Yeah.
Cool.
yeah, he was a feeder fish, and they gave me a little minnow with him for free, and now he's this size.
Very best way to control duckweed.
Mhm.
Oh, I noticed he eats a lot of it. Yeah, that's kind of why in the Blackwater one, I was throwing all the duckweed in there because he was in there, and it was disappearing.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Nice. Isaac, thank you.
And I guess one other little 20-gallon over here.
Oh, that's
That,
beautiful.
Oh,
nearly
wow.
as old as the other one.
Yeah. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's I guess like I said, it's been fun to learn about, and
You bet.
something to kind of help with.
Appreciate what you're doing.
Definitely.
Thank you, Isaac.
All right, you have a good one.
Yeah, thanks. Love your tanks.
Thanks.
Bye for now. Let's see. 3G is here.
Hey,
Hello. I
I
won't,
see
take
you've
up,
got my favorites.
I won't take up much of your time. I mainly come up show Miss Dina the pink angels.
Those are
Nice.
so beautiful.
I got a problem fish I need you to look at.
Oh no, what's going on?
Yeah, it's one of my black angels, and it's got a situation going that I ain't never seen before. I need Father Fish to look at it. I'll show y'all these right quick, and then we'll go up here and look at it. It's a black female angel that I have.
Yeah.
We'll stop off here for a second.
That's beautiful.
No fish in there really. Okay, over here in this tank. I don't know if y'all can hear the thunder rumbling. Back here in the back. Hang on, let me set this down. It's the one in the back against the wall.
Yeah.
Have a light. Maybe I won't scare it. I don't know if you can see on this belly. There's a I don't know what it is. It's gonna hide naturally because I got the light out.
It looks like a prolapse.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I've never experienced that before.
It is possible to repair it. If
Oh
you
yeah,
use,
how?
yeah, well, like with a very thin glass rod or a ballpoint pen tip, gently try to push it back in.
Oh,
You can do it with your finger. It's big enough. You want to be gentle, but if you, yeah, it's a prolapse. You,
they laid eggs about, I don't know, 6 or 7 days ago, and
and
then at,
she hasn't been able to retract.
right.
Just try to help her out a little bit. It may not become a problem. Uh,
I hope not. This
did the
one of
eggs
my babies.
hatch?
No, they ate them, and I didn't have time to pull them.
Oh dear, that's a shame.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what it is. There's, it's a manual repair. There's,
Okay.
if, theoretically, it could take care of itself, but if it's been a week, it's not likely to.
I mean, and she's still eating.
Oh, she's not unhealthy,
Yeah. Okay.
and she may even be able to continue breeding.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I got to go. I'm going to meet Stanley Pittman.
Oh well,
That
Stan the
sounds
man.
fun.
I'm fixing to go
nice.
meet him at the local fish shop, and we're going to swap some fish.
Sounds
Oh.
good to me. Say
All
hi.
right.
Say hi to everybody.
I
Mhm.
certainly will. Thanks for having me up. Love y'all. See y'all
Yeah.
later.
Thanks. Let's see. Who else we got here? Ron, are
Mhm.
you here? He was here. There he is.
Yep.
Hi, Ron.
Hey.
Hi guys, how y'all doing?
Good. How are
Good.
you?
I'm doing fine. So, yeah, I've been too much busy with life, I guess, shortly. So, I mean, I have been lazy with my fish keeping, and I mean, I was not I was thinking of coming up last Sunday, but due to some reason, I couldn't, join your live video on Sunday. So, yeah, I mean, I did a little maintenance. So yeah, last week I thought of coming up on on live with you guys. So, but then when I looked at my tanks, I was not able to see anything. So it was a whole jungle, uh, kind of like Jacob's. So, uh, so I thought of cleaning it a bit. I mean the plants, and I took out a bucket full of plants, like from all the 4 tanks I have, the Val and Anacris and all those sorts. And you know what? I think it is again it has not been a week yet, and it has grown again. So it has I mean, I thought that I would come up on Sunday again next Sunday, but then I thought that if I wait again, for another 4 days, I might not be able to show you my fish because they all hide behind the plants. So yeah. Uh, yeah, there are a few rainbow fish now here, and there's an angel. Um, like these are the fish that were there earlier as well. I guess you couldn't see it because of the jungle. Uh, can you see the fish
Mhm. That
Yeah.
is
now?
beautiful.
Is that a rainbow?
Yeah, it's a Bosmani. I mean, there are like quite a few kind of rainbows here. So there's a
Right.
peacock,
Yeah.
Bosmani, and then there's scarlet. Then there's an Australian rainbow as well. A couple of them.
Right.
If you see, there is. So yeah, I just fed them a while ago, so they're out now. Otherwise, they are all in their own private rooms inside the jungle. So
Right.
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 uh, well, I think I need to do a hell lot of more maintenance with the tanks because I'll show you my other tanks. Uh, wait, yeah. So let's show you my quarantine tank, and this tank is like it does. So it has been quite a few days, and I didn't have any new fish to bring, so I have kept my betta here as a temporary house for him because I don't have any new plans for a new fish in another month or so. So he's living here. Let me. His name is Alpha.
That's cute. That's a pretty one.
Yeah, I mean the light and the shadows and all, it's like it's
Hmm.
too dark due to the plants. Yeah, you can see him, I guess, right now.
It's got some beautiful colors.
Yeah, he's I guess what do they call him? Galaxy Nemo, I guess. Galaxy Nemo plakat, I
Yeah.
guess.
Hmm. It's definitely pretty.
So yeah, that is. But he's a picky eater. I mean, he doesn't love too much flake food. He
Hmm.
loves mostly live food, bloodworms and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Uh, so I just wanted to come up and like
Nice.
catch up with you guys. It's been a long time, and thought of like showing you. Okay, I'll give you an update on the father fish tank. Just a moment.
Sure.
Here you go.
Looking good.
So it's jungle. Like, are you even able to look into it? I think I have to do a hell lot of maintenance with this. The thing is, I don't love cutting plants, but then it's becoming way out of hand now, I guess. The fish seem to love it.
Oh, they will. Those are some beautiful fish too.
Yeah,
Love those guppies.
yeah, there are guppies and there are a few antlers as well.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, there are no female here, so I'm not afraid of any crossbreeding, but it's an all male tank. So I thought of putting in the antlers here as well because I'm not thinking of breeding or anything as such. It's it's I mean, I've been a bit busy with other stuff, but yeah.
Nice.
So I was thinking I had yeah, I mean I had to even like pull out the big driftwood from here, the big piece of wood. I just have a small one now there because just to give a little swimming area to these fish and also so that I can see them because it was getting hard for me to keep a track on them.
Looks great. It's a
That it
very
does.
healthy tank.
Hmm. You can tell the fish are
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, but I am facing a bit of hair algae problem, green hair algae. I don't know. I guess should I cut back the light or something? You see
Well,
here?
yeah, you can just pull it out.
Mhm.
You could cut the light back. Actually, if you turn the lights off for 2 days, it'll die and the plants will be fine.
Okay, 2 days. That will do it.
Yeah, that should do it.
All right. And well, wait. I'll give you an update on my guppy babies as well. They are growing, but
Right, right.
they have been they have been like
They are.
Nice.
yeah.
Hmm.
Look at that.
So
Well, thank you, Ron. We got Frank here
yeah,
trying to get up, so want to give him a chance. I
They
love
do.
your
of course, yes.
great tanks.
Hmm.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
I'll
you.
catch you up again next time. Thanks a lot for having
Yeah,
me here.
look forward to it.
Hmm.
Thanks, Ron.
Bye bye.
Back.
Hey, Frank.
Hey.
Father, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I hope you're well.
Thank you. I'm working on it.
Yeah, that's what we're praying for. Yep.
Thank you.
Definitely.
All right. You want to talk about some fish?
Sure.
All right. That's what we're here for. So I guess I got to flip this. Can you see?
We got you. Your thumb is in the way.
My it's always in the way. My thumbs are too
Uh,
big, Father.
that's good. That's good.
All right. So things are starting to grow. I did have a devastating hexamida infection in the
Ugh,
anglerfish, which was too
wow.
bad. But some survived very well,
Yeah.
and they've become pretty big. So open to see like who's a female and who's a male, or did we end up with all males or all females? How do you tell, Father?
Look at the forehead.
Because there's a lump, right?
No, it's more like a notch.
Do you see?
There's
any of
either
that?
they all look like females.
That's what I thought.
Now that one toward the bottom, that could be a male. There's the males have a notch. The female is perfectly flat, if angular.
Okay. All right. So
The best way to tell is when the eggs hatch.
Right?
yeah, right? You can't look under their tails. You know, I figured that part out. But anyways, yeah, things are progressing aside.
They look good. They look
Yeah,
great.
Thank you. I
Yeah, they
put some others in there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
You could very well have. You likely do have a pair. Just
I
give
hope
them a
so.
little time. The
I hope
female needs to egg up.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen like anybody pair off or whatever. They are.
Right.
This is it seems unusual to me, but the new ones I put in, they seem to get along with them pretty well. I'll watch. There'll be an attack here in a minute, but
No, looks great.
yeah,
I like the tank. Tank looks good.
yeah.
That it does. Did we lose him? Yep, I think we lost him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Not sure.
Well,
This tank is
come on
definitely
back.
looking good.
Yeah, I think something hit the wall or hit the floor. Or hit
It happens.
something. Ah,
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting watching how his tanks progressed over time.
yeah. It's not not
Right.
7 o'clock yet. Did my watch stop?
Oh no.
No, it's just no.
Well, that's good.
Time is dragging.
Right.
Let's see. I need to. Where am I? Full screen. Okay. What do we got here? Prodigious was up and is gone. He's out in the park with his sister, I think he said.
Oh, nice.
Flagfish. Yeah, Cinnamon saying flagfish for algae. It's a really good choice. And it works really well. Ooh. Do that.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick.
Sarasota. Who's calling from Sarasota? Sarasota.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi there. My name is Alex. I'm calling you from Healthcare Market Street.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Sarasota. Calling from Scam Marketplace. That's pretty good. Scam Marketplace. Oh dear God. They don't even try to hide it anymore. Funny stuff. Cinnamon. Cinnamon Cake was here Monday, I think. Brought an enormous number of Julidochromis, I think the Marleri, the checkerboard pattern, about nearly an inch. Lord knows how many, 50 or 60 or I don't even know. I think I gave her credit for 80. A lot of them. So I've got them kind of separated out. I'm going to have Gilded Chromis for the duration of this aquarium store's history, I think. We get enough of them getting big and pairing off, and we'll never get rid of them. Actually, the Marlari is really my favorite Julie. The Julida chromis are a wonderful fish to have in a large community tank with kind of mid-sized fish. Rolling Stone says they're having weather and lost connection. Nice to have you up. Appreciate you coming up. And come on back. Too scared to show mine after showing. Who said Squibsky is afraid to show his tank? Never be afraid to show your tanks. Let's see. I think Squibsky needs a wrench too. Yep. Let's get him wrenched up here. If you get a wrench, make sure that you are subscribed to the Fatherfish channel. Otherwise, you're going to lose your wrench. So Isaac Montero is also getting a wrench. I've got them. I've got you designated, and have sent your request in to YouTube. So it may take a little while, a few minutes, but it will be there. You will receive your blue name with a wrench after it. What's Corey saying? Clips are cut. Yeah, right. I
Hopefully
know.
I didn't miss anything good.
No, Cinnamon tried to fix one of our big cube that the discus were in, and it just was out of control. It's a very, very bad design. They have designed this pretty heavy piece of glass to be held by some very short, very cheap plastic tabs
Oh no.
that break.
Right?
The weight of the glass breaks them.
Mhm.
They're ridiculously poor quality. So we've just given up on the glass lids. These are the 70-gallon cube, which is a wonderful tank. But the lids are a total fiasco. So we've given up on them, and we're just using the plastic greenhouse panels.
Hey, that'll work.
They're pretty inexpensive. We buy them by the case. You can cut them with a knife and make them fit down in the frame. And then you can cut little notches for pipes and whatnot, hoses. They're really good. They're strong enough to hold a light. And they keep the fish from jumping.
Definitely.
And you can cut them to fit tight inside the frame, which is pretty cool.
Hey, that's always good.
Right. Excuse me. So anyway, Cinnamon was here. Had a great time again. Well, it's always nice to see her and her daughters.
Mhm.
What else? Joe wants to send me an email. I posted my email Let me do it again. THERFI. Fatherfish Aquariums, plural, at gmail.com. And I will get that. I look at that account every day. So if you send me an email to that address, I will get it. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm not good with messages on my phone. I'm really not very good with my phone. I never use my phone for web access. Just absolutely never do. I use it. I don't use it for email at all. I don't use it to access any of my online accounts at all. I use it for telephone calls. And that's about it. It is a telephone. And I use it as a telephone. Now, I've got a big fancy one just because it makes me feel like I've got a big fancy one. But I much prefer a desktop. I really prefer a tower and a big monitor.
Makes things easier.
Well, yeah, and I sit a lot, so I can sit for hours and scroll away and look at stuff and move things around. I've got a computer here that's a gamer computer, so I have no trouble with graphics or content or anything else for that matter. I can get whatever I want to open and do whatever I want to do with it. I use it as a landline. That's right. I do. I use it in my car. I like it in the car because I like the audio in the car. That's kind of neat. Being able to talk to people on the radio. Sailor Ed added a small tank maternity ward last week. Tomorrow, and I had 2 tens, a Latin ground for the babies. I wanted to segregate blue cherry or maybe yellow. Nice. Little tanks are such a big deal. Yeah, Kimco's saying, Squibsky, don't be scared. Just after you're here for a week or two, you'll realize that Father Fish thinks every tank is beautiful, including yours.
Absolutely.
Sight unseen. Stephen Clark, thank you, Stephen. That's very kind of you. What provides more oxygen, plants or airstone?
That's a good question.
It is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a lot of plants, then certainly the plants do. The thing to realize about the airstone is that there are 2 things that are happening when the bubbles go to the top. They're creating a current, a small current that's moving the water. And it's moving in kind of a circular motion. That may not extend out real wide, but in the area where it has its impact, the water is doing this, which means that it is coming in contact with the surface where oxygen and CO2 are exchanged. So that's happening. the plants are all the time, while there's light, producing oxygen. Do the plants do more than the air stuff? Oh yeah, I was saying there were two things it does. The other thing it does is it makes all these tiny little bubbles, in which the surface of the bubble corresponds to the um, the surface of your tank, inverted, if you get that. In other words, it's an air bubble. So the air is on the inside and the outside is uh, is covered by water. So any exchange that occurs in the amount of time it takes for the bubble to come out of the stone and hit the surface, which isn't very long, and from the air being able to be exchanged through the wall of that double of that bubble into the water column. Probably on balance, the plants do more, but I think flow is important. Having a little bit of flow, you don't need a lot, um, but having some flow in a tank, I believe, helps keep the tank healthier and keeps the water fresher.
Yeah, it does.
Kevin Murillo, are you there, Kevin? We need. There he is.
Yep. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, guys.
How are you?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Pretty
Great,
good.
thanks.
Well, this is my first dirty tank. I was by the store on Saturday, so it's been like 5 days since I
Okay.
set up the tank. So and that's how it looks like so far.
Beautiful.
Wow. Pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a couple questions that I'm still
Sure.
like I'm still trying to figure it out. Uh, so I have some guppies, and according with the steps you gave me, it's like I need to feed them maybe tomorrow. And I'm trying to keep everything natural. What kind of food can I give it to?
Well, a small pellet.
Small pellet?
Yeah, and then you can give them a little bit every day until just to make sure that they're vigorous.
Okay.
You can
And I
feed
have
every day. You don't
and I
have
have
to feed only once or twice a week. You can feed every day. Just feed a very small amount.
okay. And I have to wait a week to add more fishes, or I
Well,
can add them right away.
when did you put that in? How long has that been set up?
Uh, with today is 5 days.
You could put some more in right away.
Uh,
3, 4, 3 to 4 days is okay if you
okay.
want to cut it. Just don't do a lot. Do just a few. If you do a lot, you run the risk of creating a lot of different kinds of problems. But if you'll do it a few at a time and just be patient, take your time, it'll work out a lot better.
I will. Also somebody in what's the app that we use? Forgot the name.
Discord?
Discord.
Discord. Yeah. I post a picture and somebody tell me that I need to add more planks. So I don't know.
It
Should
looks
I
pretty good. Well,
wait?
it's a brand new tank. No, I think you're good. Give it a chance.
I'll give it some time then.
Yeah, give it a month. See what they should start jumping up and growing. It's
All right.
brand new. Yeah, and I think it's adequately planted for now.
Yeah, everything's working pretty good. Everything's stable. Oh, and so I've been testing for. Let me see. I don't know the
Now
name.
we're gonna get in trouble.
For total alkaline KH in the pH.
Yeah. So
So
why are
yes,
you doing that?
so I measure it and it says total alkalinity is like 0 or between 0 and 40, and the pH is like neutral. Is
Yeah.
that something wrong? I need to like do something to.
Yes. What's wrong is you're trying to run your fish tank with a chemical chart. Put the water tester in the drawer and forget you have it.
Okay.
It's only going to get you in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll
Let
do
the
it.
tank, let the tank settle down. Let it balance out. It'll be just fine. You're doing great. It looks good. You don't have any problems.
All right.
Checking, using the tester is a way of creating problems.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, the testing is creating me anxiety. So,
Exactly. Exactly. So put it away and forget you have it. The
sure,
water
I
is
will.
what it is.
All right. I will.
It'll be fine.
All right.
Good.
I will.
You're doing great, Kevin.
That you
Thank
are.
you. Thank you.
You bet.
All
Thanks
right.
for
Thanks for
being here.
having me.
Love
See
your
you guys.
tech. You bet. Come on back.
Definitely a nice setup.
Yeah. What was that? Emily said I only test when I see my fish in distress. Well, that's right. That's right. Yeah, when you're trying to figure out what's going on and why they're stressed. So nice.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin smile. Yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
Mm.
That really was.
That it was.
Happy. He's doing great.
Oh,
He's
he
doing,
is.
and the tank is going to be fine. There's just no problem. Pure Tane water, pH is 6.8, KH of 5, J is 13. Really bond. I see. Well, there are those who are just they are techies no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So they're taking, you know, I think that's fine if you really understand what you're doing and what the impact is. But most people, and Kevin is a perfect example, he's testing, but he doesn't know what he's testing or why or what it ought to be. And all the results are doing is confusing him and causing him stress. So
Yeah.
throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a science background and you know you know exactly what you want to achieve and what it looks like, then fine. But you don't need it. You don't need it.
Right?
Or I should say the tank don't need it. You may need it. Funny stuff.
That it is.
Who this? TJ.
Hey.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I was briefly the guy that was just on. I,
Yeah.
I, I wholeheartedly agree with you. This is my sump, but
Oh, cool.
I mean, I've been doing this for, I don't know, not that long, but 3 years. But I have an aerator in this side where the pump is.
Right.
And then this is the bio balls. But what I was going to say is he's chasing parameters, is what he's trying to do.
Exactly.
But
That's right.
what I've done since near the beginning is, I don't know if you can see them, but this, and I I looked up the measurements for it, but I change them once a year. And the fish just it makes the tank so stable. As I put crushed coral in media bags, and
That's pretty cool.
there's two big bags of crushed coral and media bags in that side there. And what it does, it only dissolves. Crushed coral it only dissolves as it's needed.
Right.
So it keeps the tank in like a perfect. There's the Tapaho. He's out there now.
Yeah.
But it keeps the tank in a perfect balance.
Right.
Because it
cool.
only works as it's needed.
Yeah.
And I
It
do the
keeps
same
it
thing.
hard. It keeps the calcium level up. Keeps it hard and out.
Oh, that too, yeah. And none of the fish seem to mind it at all. The snails love it because
Right.
they grow like crazy.
Right.
But the fish. But if I was to test my tanks right now, I could tell you with a certainty that the pH would be at about 7.4 in all 5 of my tanks,
Okay.
and it never changes.
Yeah.
It just stays
Mine's
constant.
like 7, 8, 250.
Because of the crushed coral. But I don't know. I don't know if the crushed coral is necessary. But
You can do it other ways. I do it with the additives in the supplement.
yeah.
You know, I have all kinds of calcium.
But the crushed coral is still a natural way of going about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
I just get a big bag of it, and it lasts long enough where you just, I'll pull those bags out like once a year, basically. And I'll I'll rinse a fresh batch and throw it in there.
Yeah.
Put it in the bag and put it back in there again.
You nailed it, TJ. Appreciate you. Let me see what Chair's up to here.
All right, see you guys.
Thanks.
Nice to see you. Thank you. All right. Chair's Aquatics.
Hey. So I was gonna put like a 55 gallon, or not a 50, a 60 gallon here for like salt water. Like what do you think? I mean, this is like about 49 inches, like across to this from my 5 gallon. So do you think that's
It'll
good right
fit.
there? Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, it'll fit.
Where do you
Yeah.
live?
In the south, like.
Are you near the ocean?
No.
Oh, okay. Ah.
But I was gonna. What? Yeah, I'm gonna do saltwater. I've been looking up videos and stuff like, and I know how to quarantine. 20 gallon, is like preferred and stuff. So
Do the basic most important thing.
Yeah.
Is
because
gallon tank, you want to do 5 to 6 inches of sand.
Yeah.
You absolutely have to do that. If you do
Yeah,
that,
and I was actually, I was thinking about having a Randall's pistol shrimp or something, like
that'd be cool.
so, like, yeah, because they're not aggressive apparently. So.
sounds good. I want to see what you get to.
Yeah. Oh, and I found this. It's a canister filter, and I found it at like the thrift store, and it works absolutely like great.
Nice. Good
And
job.
it can cycle like 60 gallons or something, but I know canister filters can do like way more.
Yeah.
Because like,
Have you got the tank yet?
No, I'm gonna get the stand. I'm gonna paint the room, of course, because so I can see bugs and stuff, because light will come in and stuff, because I know that a stink bug, if it falls into a tank or something, it could possibly make the tank water like toxic. And I'm not.
It won't.
What?
Not
Oh, really?
Really?
I didn't know that.
No.
I thought it did, but
not if you have a healthy, balanced tank.
Yeah, my 30-gallon over here, it's pretty healthy over here. I mean, it doesn't have a lot, but it has a lot of plants and everything. So
Nice. Well, listen, get back to us when you get your tank. Let's keep up on this project. I'm excited about it.
yeah, so I'm gonna make the stand white and stuff, and like
Let me
make
go.
yeah.
Nice to meet you, Chair.
Nice to meet you.
Keep coming back.
Okay. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, this is interesting. Sissy is here.
Hey.
Hello. I don't know if I don't know if it's working.
Yeah, we
Yes,
can hear.
working. Sissy is our newest employee.
Oh, cool. Okay.
She's a real good fish person.
Oh, thank you.
So we're excited about that. Let me crank my volume up a bit.
It's a beautiful tank.
Thank you. This is my prize tank.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 55-gallon fully planted. It was my first father fish tank before I even met him.
Ah. Looks great, doesn't it? Yeah, nice tank.
There's the discus.
She just brought those home today.
Oh, cool. They're pretty.
They had baby shrimp for dinner.
That
Nice.
happens.
They're very happy with their life so far.
Right. That's great. Looking good.
That is.
I got this little piece of driftwood I put in here and some moss fell over it, so now it's like a little moss hut.
Oh, cool.
Like I didn't do that on purpose, it just happened.
That's pretty cool.
Right. Nice.
And then you've never seen my shark because he's shy and he never comes out, but I have a 7-inch rainbow shark.
Oh, wow.
And he was one of those glowfish abominations. And these are all glowfish that I rescued from online, Facebook sites.
Mm-hmm.
I've never bought a glowfish, but
Funny.
and these are the guppies. You can't really see them. I was asking Corey today if a Endler guppy can breed with a regular guppy.
Yes, it can.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then
Yeah, I
that
got
explains.
several hybrids.
Okay. Because they look like they're shaped like regular guppies, but they have Endler markings.
Mm-hmm.
The Endler is wild strain. It's the way the guppies appear before any hybridization.
Okay.
Or before any selective breeding.
Wow, they were prettier
What they
then.
look like in the wild.
That's really cool.
He's got a shrimp swimming around his face. He's about to have another snack.
Cool.
They'll definitely go for it.
Good job, Sissy. Happy to have you up. Got
Hey,
Danielle
Courtney.
here. Let me get over and talk to Danielle.
All right.
Good to see you.
You
Glad you
too.
did it. You bit the bullet. Good job.
Hey, Corey walked me through it.
Cool. Perfect. Perfect. I love your tank.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
See you. You don't come in tomorrow. See you
Nope.
Friday.
I'll see you Friday.
Alrighty. Bye for now. And Miss Danielle is here.
Hey.
Hi guys.
How are you?
I mean, I was pretty good. I just had to kind of say goodbye to one of my fish, though. So that was it.
Oh dear.
He fought really hard for a month. He's been in the hospital tank for a month. So today he just wasn't doing good, and so now he's just kind of laying down. But anyway, Father Fish, how are you feeling?
I'm better, thank you. Every
Good.
day.
The doctor.
I'm that much better every day.
Good.
And
Praise God.
so I'm up to that now.
Other fish, I need some help / suggestions.
Okay.
I got a 10-gallon tank as an early birthday present. I ordered my substrate yesterday. It shipped. I don't know what fishies to put in the 10-gallon. I need some suggestions, please.
You did what? I'm sorry.
I said I don't know what fishies to put in the 10-gallon.
Oh, well, now, I never advise specific fish because the options are virtually infinite.
For
So
a
what
10
I know. Oh,
You got a lot
well,
of options.
okay. You ask yourself some questions. The first one is, are you ready to take on a more difficult animal? One that's not as easy to keep. It may be it'll require better food or special food. It may have certain aggressive behaviors. It may be that it's a fish that is fairly new to the hobby and hasn't been thoroughly stabilized yet, whatever. It may simply be a fish that's a little harder to keep for whatever reason. So, are you ready to do that? If so, then you can look in that area. Oh, what is it you want to be able to do? Do you want to breed your fish? Do you want to learn how to breed egg layers and raise the fry? I mean, all of these are questions that you need to ask yourself in order to get a sense of what direction to go in.
Yeah. So I have asked myself those questions, and originally I was going to do beta fish, but then I started thinking, and I would need a male and a female, so I would need 2 setups for that, including a grow out tank for the fry. And I decided that was too much for me to handle right now, especially space wise. And I was doing some looking online at different kinds of fish, and I've run into a couple of problems that the internet says I have, which is why I wanted to ask you about them. So the internet says that several of the species I was considering need a 20-gallon. And a couple of them said I absolutely cannot keep them in hard water.
What are they?
So I was looking at gouramis. I like gouramis. I've never had them. So I was interested in maybe getting those. The internet says I can't keep them in a 10-gallon for a pair.
What kind of gourami?
Or
Dwarf? Yeah, dwarf, you could keep a pair in a 10-gallon. Absolutely. Not
yeah,
a problem at all.
another species I was looking at is killifish, like dwarf killifish.
Any kind of killie is perfect in a 10.
Or just a pair. Can I only keep a pair?
No, it's a small fish typically. So you can have a colony, you can have different species, you can have a community tank with killies in it.
Okay, cool. And I know, so I'm okay. I have to ask, rams, they definitely need soft water, right?
Rams? No.
Like
They
electric
need
blue rams.
no. They need warm water. It depends on where you get them. The rams out of Florida, which are the ones I have, are raised in hard water and have been for hundreds of generations. So they prefer hard water. The rams, the wild rams, prefer a softer water. you're not likely to find them. Typically, what you will find are the Florida rams, and occasionally rams will come over from Thailand. They're raised in hard water. So the main thing is the temperature. They need to be at 85 degrees. I'm losing you.
I think it was my puppy.
Oh, okay. Rams are a great choice. If you're going to do rams, you must have a male and a female and nothing else. And you're going to have a second tank because you can't keep them with the babies. You can do apistogrammas.
Really? That was another.
And
So
those
pretty.
you can keep apistos with the babies.
Can I keep a pair in a 10-gallon?
Yes. You could also do a pair of credenzas. They would be perfect in a 10-gallon. A male and a female, they will spawn. Do you know what that is?
No, sir. I've never heard of a credenza. Similar name.
Kribensis. It's a pretty common dwarf cichlid, very easy to keep. They're from Africa. They're not aggressive at all. You can keep them in community, but if you have a pair of them in a 10-gallon tank, you will be overjoyed because they will spawn and they will usher their babies all over the tank for months. They're a wonderful fish.
Oh.
And they're not expensive. They're an inexpensive fish. $10 to $15 each. You can get a pair for $25 easily.
Oh, that's nice.
They're very easy to sex. The female has a red belly. The male is bigger.
I've been around on Dan's fish because his water parameters are generally the same as mine. So I was looking on his because
That's a good choice. He has really good fish. And he has a huge variety.
and I like that he makes sure they're really healthy too. Oh, by the way, Dina, he's got dwarf gouramis free of disease too.
Oh, that's cool.
They're
Thank you for letting me know.
lab tested for the disease, and so
yeah, he's been in the forefront of the program to get us disease-free dwarf gouramis.
That's exciting.
That's a big deal.
Dwarf gouramis are such beautiful fish, but with gourami disease, I've been scared to keep another one.
on that one, I was like, okay, if I get gourami, it's got to be disease free. So I found the one place I sent you before, and then I was like, oh, Dan has disease free gouramis too. And I was thinking, I need to tell Dina.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for telling me.
Okay, so
Apistogramma.
Thank you. They can stay.
Yes.
Crebenzas.
Pardon?
And crebenza?
Yes, crebenzas. SIS. KRIBENSIS. It's a great fish. Very easy to spawn. You need a flat rock.
Okay.
They will go under it and make a cave and lay the eggs on the roof of the cave.
That's really cool.
Not neat.
That is.
Just one flat rock, maybe 4 inches in diameter.
Can I make them like a?
Sure. You're a
But they
very
don't think.
crafty person. You certainly can. Yeah, do it in ceramic.
Okay. What about like slate maybe?
Yeah, perfect.
I
Perfect.
can get slate from my local store.
Yeah.
Could lava work if you couldn't find slate, Father
It's
Fish?
not a good idea because it's porous.
Makes
You
sense.
really want a smooth surface for
Mhm.
the eggs. You could do it probably, but it would not be as desirable. And they might not take to it.
And go on a little adventure real quick because I want
Okay,
to show you this piece of chola I got.
cool.
You get kind of a weird look at how long my house is. I got this piece of chola.
Oh, that's
Oh,
pretty.
nice. Yeah, that probably would work actually.
So you think they would maybe spawn
I
on
think
this?
it's a good possibility. Yeah.
It does have this flat spot right here,
Yeah.
and it is
Right.
up enough.
I would be willing to try it. Absolutely.
And I could do both. I can put that in, and I mean, I've got enough room in here. Just kind of come down here. I've got everything in here
Yeah.
already.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
And I've got one of the heaters that you were recommending on your website. My local store has them.
Okay.
That's
So I'm
cool.
excited to try a new heater because one of my Fluval heaters overheated today.
Oh, no.
They do. They can do that.
I was doing a water change and in the hospital tank, and all of a sudden I heard hissing and
Oh,
sizzling, and I went, "What was that?" I looked down, and I put a drop of water on the heater, and it fried, and I went, "Okay then."
you got to be careful about that.
Yes, sir. Also, my tank is doing
Perfect.
fabulous,
Nice.
and my fishies and snails got some blanched zucchini today.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Cucumber.
wow.
A
I like that.
cucumber. A cucumber. What is that called?
It's a
Now.
zucchini.
Nice.
All
That
right,
is really
I am going to look into those cichlids that you told me because I have wanted cichlids for a long time, but they're just always so big. So I've recently learned about dwarf ones, and the internet said, no, sorry. I'm going to ask Father Fish because he knows.
definitely.
Right. And I'll tell you what nobody else will tell you.
Right?
And I'm glad about that because why beat around the bush and why BS?
Really. Really. Thank you, my dear. Nice
All right,
of you to get done,
thank
yeah.
you so much, Father Fish.
You bet. Bye for now. All righty.
Yep.
What a sweetheart.
Yes, she is.
Ah, how we doing here? We got about 20 minutes.
About that.
About 20 minutes. I'm going to make it.
You're going to make it. You got this.
I got this, right? Oh, my eyes burn. Let's see. Tom Anderson. This is interesting. Brett is here keeping tropical fish. The hitter Frank. Yeah, that's a concern.
Yeah, it is.
I'm in the habit of touching my tank or putting my finger in the water routinely. You know, if I walk by a tank, I'll know pretty well what the temperature is just walking by a group of them because I'll touch them. I'll touch the tank and I'll know just from the temperature of the glass what the water temperature is. I may put my finger in if I have more concern, if it seems like it's warm. So, yeah, that's one of the things. It's really important to to keep up on because the heaters do go bad, even the most expensive ones.
They
I've
will.
had plenty of very expensive heaters kill fish.
Mhm.
You know, the money you spend on it does not correspond to its safety.
Right.
You know, they're an electric device and they're based on heat, and
Mhm.
heat tends to uh, cause metal fatigue.
Mhm.
It just, and there's no way around it. It's the nature of the beast. So until we come up with a better way to heat our tanks, and I think such a way exists, it just hasn't been economically viable for anybody to manufacture the device, but we're getting close. We've got Hyger has plastic and ceramic heaters,
Their heaters are pretty nice.
major step forward,
Mhm.
although they're not any more dependable than anything else. I've had, oh, I don't know, 15 or 20 of them, and I've had at least three of them go up. So that's pretty high ratio, really.
Mhm.
So like 20% failure rate. So while I like them and I use them, um, I've had them go bad after sitting in the tank. Now, most don't. Most come in bad. I mean, two of the three were bad out of the box.
Wow.
So that you can deal with. The other one, though, cooked the tank, pushed it up to 100
Ooh,
simply by getting out of whack. You
that
know,
happens.
and that's the metal fatigue thing.
How often do you think you should replace heaters? Will replacing them maybe on regular intervals help, or is it just going to be one of those things that's random? You never know when it's going to
You
happen.
know, what's weird is I've had heaters last 10, 15 years.
That's impressive. Wow.
Um, the main thing is to overpower the tank. In other words, if you've got a 55-gallon tank, then you need a 300-watt heater.
Mhm.
And the reason is if you have a less wattage, like 100 watt, it's going to be running all the time.
Mm.
And it'll break down because it's running all the time. A bigger heater, like a 300, will get the temperature up, cut off, and it'll be off a lot longer than it'll be on,
That makes sense.
which is going to prolong its life.
Mhm.
So having a higher wattage in the tank is always beneficial for heaters.
Mhm.
You want them to work as little as possible and generate as much heat as possible. Yeah, right. What else we got?
That's what I was looking into now.
Keep me
Doompa says I use an infrared thermometer. That's interesting.
again. What?
Doompa says he uses a infrared thermometer. That's I've never
Really?
heard of that.
Huh. I never have either.
Mm-mm.
Plutonian capsules. Yeah, like that. That's kind of what I had in mind. I use an infrared thermometer. Yeah, don't know what that is. Why does mom double in size every day? Because because you're feeding probably very heavily. And if it's not that, 2 algae eaters, a betta, and some trumpet snails. And your mom is doubling every day. Hard to say
Yeah.
that with that few animals, they're not really causing the mold. It may be something else. You may have a dirt leak. It might be soil getting in there. I don't know. Seems a little odd.
Yeah, that is odd.
Discord handle. That's fathered fish sentiment. What's this? All right. They can have a lot. A big one can have 100 or more.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a 5 to 6 inch molly, which you find on farms. You never find them in aquariums or in stores. Oh, whatever that's all about.
Right. Hey, if you want me to, I can run grab Dean's phone and show off some of my tanks to kill time.
Well, we got about 15 minutes. Sure.
Okay. I'm going to try something new where there's no echo. I'm going to turn off the sound of my computer and my mic and just use the phone and see if that helps with the echo any.
Okay. Well, it might. We haven't had an echo problem. We
Oh,
just have
really?
not been able to hear you. So that would work better.
Okay. I'll try it and see. I'll be right back.
All right. So she's off to the races. Runak Bhattacharya says, you knew if you thread fin. Yeah, that's true. That's a rainbows are pretty. And you can spawn rainbows. You can't leave the frying in the tank. I was trying to give her an option that would allow her to breed something and keep it in, of course, live bearers would certainly work, but she's at a point where she needs to branch out, needs to do something a little more challenging. I got a whole bunch of videos and pictures today from a guy who has a huge operation, and the only thing he's breeding is convict cichlids. And he's learned a lot about breeding cichlids and feeding babies. So I want to get back to him and challenge him to try some other more challenging species, because I think he can do it, and I think it can be enormously effective. Your hobby, you need to kind of keep that in mind. That what we really want to do is learn how to care for these fish so that we can protect some of the most threatened species. All right, let's see if we got it.
Hopefully you guys can hear me good this time.
Perfect.
Well, right here is the 75-gallon turtle paludarium. Got a bunch of different plants on. I need to turn these lights up. I always keep them on low when I'm on live stream because it just blacks everything out as bright as these guys are. We may or may not have any turtles out. They're probably hiding. But I've got some aquatic plants and some bog plants and lots of mint that's decided to flower.
Nice.
And if you let it go long enough, it'll flower. The aluminum plant is doing great. I need to clean some of this mint up again.
Oh, that's wonderful.
My pitcher plants are starting to come back after the winter.
Wow.
I need to clamp off some of the dead ones, but they're coming back.
How neat.
Also got a Brazilian sword bog plant there and a miscellaneous plant that I don't even know what is. My brother brought it to me from the swamp.
Huh.
Same with this one. No clue what they are. Then the corn plant has really taken off and it's sort of rooting in the deep substrate. So it's definitely happy.
Nice.
Got lots of water lettuce floating here, and there's one baby turtle. That's the male. And he is much smaller than the female at this point.
Huh.
They used to be the same size, but you can finally sex them by size instead of looking at their tails.
Huh. And
Got a little bit.
these are musk turtles, is that right?
Yep, they're eastern musk turtles. And the male, when he's full grown, will only be 3 inches. The female should be about 5 inches. So it should be about that size for the female, that size for the male.
Right.
And he was only a little smaller than a quarter when I got him. So he's starting to grow. I don't see, there's the female. You can see how much bigger she is. She's a little bit bigger.
Ugh.
And then we've got over here some of my guppies. These are the glass belly koi short belly guppies. I need to do a little bit of cleaning on this tank, get some of the algae off, add a little bit more cleanup crew to them. But they are doing great, healthy. So far, no babies yet that I know of, but she's definitely pregnant, so she'll be getting some soon. Then up here, this tank, they love to hide these guppies. Usually they only come out when I feed them, but they're happy, healthy, and thriving. They're loving the green water. Then I've got my green water culture that I feed all my fry with. In a second, I'll have to show you guys some fry. This is my rice fish tank. Got a bunch of these guys in here. And they've just laid some eggs, so I'm hoping for some little fry in the coming days. I'll be keeping an eye out for them. So hopefully we'll get some of those. Got a little yellow shrimp there. And then for my tank that I'm actually allowing the mat algae to grow in, because if I hold it here for a second, you guys will see a lot of little fry. We just had 2 pregnant guppies that decided to drop their fry. And they may be so small that they may not pick up on camera because they are definitely little. They're Endler guppy hybrids. But I probably have about 100 fry in this tank. Actually, they're getting brave. They're coming out over here into the clear area. Definitely got a lot of those little guys in there. I need to do some more tank maintenance on this, but I'm waiting to remove all the mat algae until the fry is large enough that I know my diamond tetras won't make a meal of them too much. And then we've got the pretty albino lace guppies. I've still got 2 little fry in there that's growing. This was the easiest way, was just to keep them in the little breeder box. That way mama and daddy don't eat them, because they definitely will. Definitely. But they're doing great, happy, and healthy. And let's see what else I can show you guys. I can show you guys this. Had to add a little bit of cover. I need to finish topping off this tank. I meant to do that today, but I'm wanting to let these eggs hatch first. But in here, I've got a betta sorority. Had to find something for them to actually have some hiding places. This was all I could find at my local fish shop, so. But hey, it works. And then the last tank I want to show you guys is my little shrimp. They're doing good. They're actually thriving. You only see them really at night because I only have 10 of them in there. But they're doing great. Well, I'm going to run this phone back to Dane, and I'll be right back, Father Fish. Thanks for letting me show them off.
Okay.
I'll see you in a minute.
Very cool.
Let's see.
Oh my. Well, we're getting down to it here, aren't we? Let's see what's at the bottom of the chat. Kim, Willie Bond. Gobies do great in a pond outside. They certainly do all summer long because they can eat all the time. Yeah, right.
Just have to get everything unmuted again each time.
Oh, dear. All right. We're down to it, I think.
I think so.
We can shut it down for another evening.
It sounds
Wonderful
like
to be with you guys. Been a lot of fun this evening. Met a lot of new people, seen a lot of new tanks,
Mm-hmm.
helped a few, celebrated with a few, some bragging rights. A lot of fun.
Definitely.
Thank you all. Love you all. Great
Love
to
you
be
all.
with you. Let's see if we got. We do. Look at this.
Got it.
Here we
I
go.
love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found the peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Good night, all.
Good night, everybody.
Love you all.
Love y'all.
Be back Sunday.
Definitely.
See you there.
See ya.
I will do that Sunday.
That'll be cool.